What's going on, guys? We killed it last night, going 3-1. Well, last night you guys are seeing this Saturday, probably. I'm talking about Thursday night football, but 3-1 on the day. The only one we missed, Puka Nakua at 85 yards. We were hoping for 100, but either way, came up on it. I think we were up 1.5 units, so definitely a good night there. Heading into the Sunday main slate of games. Well, I guess all slate. I do have the Sunday night game on here as well. So the entire slate of Sunday games doing the game predictions. So we're looking at game lines, team totals, over unders, that kind of stuff. Not really getting into player props in this video. That'll come tomorrow, but let's dive into it. First game we're starting with is the Broncos versus the Eagles. This is a very good one. Some people are definitely, siding with the Broncos here to do a straight out money line pick. I do see a lot of him on the, plus money lines that we're seeing out there. If the Eagles have a very soft schedule for the next couple weeks, you're expecting them to win all those. This might be a little, maybe they're just kind of looking ahead, let their guard down for a little bit. And then the Broncos are certainly a team that can, go up against the Eagles here and really make them play. The Broncos defense is definitely one of the better defenses in the league. So I think we do see Jalen Hurts have to throw it a little bit. When Jalen Hurts is throwing, the Eagles are, really fighting for the game. If they're just running, people keep saying, Hurts can't throw. The receivers aren't doing anything. They don't when they don't have to. Hurts doesn't throw when he doesn't have to. The receivers aren't involved when they don't have to be. If Hurts and Saquon are just running through the team, they're not going to throw. There's no reason to. They are looking at win. They are playing team football. So that's, we might see some Eagles pass game here. And then, this definitely could be a, prove it game for the Broncos. They got to come out here, knocking off the undefeated Eagles will certainly be a stamp in their season. Will certainly, make people think twice, playing them, looking at them a little bit. So I think a win here would be huge for the Broncos. I don't think it's that much of a letdown for the Eagles. They're still, Super Bowl contenders, whether they win this game or lose this game. So taking the Broncos, I'm taking them to cover +4.5, but honestly, I don't hate a little bit on their money line. I think it's +180 over on DraftKings. Not a bad pick there. Next up, we got the Chargers versus the Commanders. You got a 2.5 point spread here and an over under of 47.5. Taking the under 47.5. The Chargers probably have one of the best defenses in the league. I know I just said that with the Broncos, but the Chargers were number one last year against points allowed, as far as they were the lowest points allowed to opposing teams. Right now, they're sitting at third to points allowed per team. So this struggling Washington team is not going to look very good against this Chargers defense. They have been struggling to find their offensive flow. They haven't been connecting very well. Terry McLaurin and Jaden Daniels, I don't know what's going on. Or actually, it might even be Marcus Mariota, which doesn't bode well for them either. I don't know if Daniels has been cleared as of yet to play, but either way, they both have not found, their fitting. Mariota's a backup, so he's just kind of coming in there trying to fill in spots. Daniels hasn't even looked McLaurin's way all season. That's definitely just been a weird connection between the two. And then, Debo, although we're like, oh, it's 2021, 2022, Debo, it's not. It's 4 years, 5 years later. He's getting a little older. He's not going to be able to do the same thing every single game. I don't know if we're really going to see a great game out of this. And what I've always said is when it's one team, you always go the under. And I think this is going to be all Chargers. I don't think this Washington team is going to be able to get an offense going. And then this Chargers offense is not exactly explosive in and of itself. They certainly have the pieces to put up a ton of points. Herbert's a great quarterback. He's found Quentin Johnston from the dead. He's came back up. He's gotten some catches. He's certainly, spreading the ball around, getting his people involved. But they're, 24 to 30 points a game for them is pretty, typical. You don't really see them going, 30, 40 plus points a game. So I think we're looking, the Chargers to have most of the points, Washington to really struggle in this game. You take the under when it's only one team. Next, Bills versus Patriots. We have an 8.5 point spread here, and the total is 49.5. Bills versus Patriots, 49.5. I think you know where we're going with this one. Same kind of philosophy. When it's only one team, you hit the under. We're going under 49.5. Bills are the only team that's really, where you're worried about scoring. Granted, the Patriots have put up some points in their past games, but you got to know they put up 13. Not great. They did put up 33 against the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins still haven't found their defense. I'm pretty sure they're just playing with 11 on the offensive side, and they haven't put anybody out there on defense. Then they put up 14, and then they just beat the Panthers. They dropped 42, which is formidable. I mean, you got to have a pretty good team to drop 40 points, no matter who you're playing in the NFL. But you play, I think the other games were against the Raiders and the Seahawks or the Titans, I believe. So not exactly, stellar teams. Bills, they are a Super Bowl contender. They are playing like Super Bowl contenders. I think this defense shuts this Patriots down. And we do tend to see, I mean, obviously the Bills Miami game is a little different, but we do tend to see some tightly played divisional games. You're looking low scores. Defense really comes out to play. The schemes are really in motion. They're blitzing. They're pass rushing. I think you kind of see a 24-10, 24-17 game here. I don't hate the Patriots plus 8.5. I feel like that's a lot of points to give in a divisional game. With the Patriots, being able to score, they have a team that can score. They haven't gone up against, a Bills defense yet, but they do have the pieces to score. But I just think this is all basically you're hoping the Bills score 40 and the Patriots get 10, and that's how you get to 50. And we always take the under in those types of games. So divisional game, Bills are the only ones that are going to be able to score. I think we're taking the under 49.5. Those are our three best bets for game lines on Sunday. Stay tuned tomorrow for the player props. See.